Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Yankee Center podcast. And man, oh man, it has been a while. We've been very busy, but we're back to do an episode. And I was hoping we'd be back in better graces, better moods. But you know what? I'm ready to kill someone. It's not good. It's really not good. Tom, are you ready to kill someone?
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way. I have been throughout this year the ultimate optimist. Everyone knows this.
Oh yeah, I know. It's driven me nuts.
I have been
blind optimism.
The ultimate optimist, and this team has broken me. This team has made me say, yeah, this is a bad team, and we are probably not making the playoffs, and definitely not a World Series team at this current point in time.
We'd be lucky to make playoffs, truly.
Yeah, I think we're 5.5 back of the second wild card.
And you know what? We have a very, very tough stretch coming up with all games against Tampa.
Yeah, these next few weeks are make or break, man. Like,
I mean, to me, it's already broken, but like you're about to dip in. If they do bad in this stretch, it's like
if you do bad in this stretch, oh my god.
You can be the blindest optimist in the world, and if you say they still have a chance if they do bad in that stretch, you're just fucking nuts. Yeah. Like, you're straight up just nuts. Like, to me, you're already nuts.
We're running out of games here. We're running out of games. We've only got half a season left.
Yeah, we still have a full 80-something games left. Who cares? The Yankees are going to be fine. It's like, are you nuts? It's half a season. It's half a season of mediocrity. We're one game above 500. One game. We're in fourth place in our division, and we are, like you said, about 5.5 games out of the second wild card. We'd have to go like 15. We have to go like 15 games above 500, I think, the rest of the way at least, to even have a remote shot at a wild card.
And we're gonna have to play some crazy baseball.
And that's just a shot at a wild card. Yet there are still fans out there that think they're gonna win the World Series.
And what makes you think that this team is capable of a run like that?
That's exactly my point. They have been on one run all year that I can remember.
They had a nice run in May, and then they fucked it up. They followed it with a shit run.
Yeah, but even with that run in May, I said during the run, I don't believe in it because they weren't hitting still. It's just that the pitching was unreal for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, the pitching just went a week without giving up a run.
Like, they literally went a week without giving up any runs. Yeah, so even if we were scoring 2 runs a game, it didn't matter.
It was like, yeah, guys, this week we got you guys. We're just not going to give up any runs. And Corey Kluber threw a no-hitter and then promptly next start blows out his shoulder. And
exactly.
that's a microcosm of the season.
That's my point exactly. This team has not shown the ability to go on an offensive run for more than a few games at most.
It's been offensive, all right.
Like, it's truly just mind-boggling what this Yankees team has shown, and I'm going to be honest, it's been a big blaming game over the last few weeks, whether it's people shitting on Boone, people shitting on Cashman, shitting on Hal, and, there's blame to go all around, obviously. I mean, you can look at Cashman and say he should have done more with the money he had, but then you can look at Hal
I've got things to say on that.
Oh, me too. I actually have some interesting perspectives maybe, but I'm going to let you go first, Tom. I want you to let off some steam.
Well, first of all, I wanted to say hi to Eddie because I think we forgot to say hi to Eddie.
Yeah, we were kind of just ranting a little, Eddie.
Hi,
sorry.
Eddie. How are you doing, buddy?
Hey, guys. What is going on? Guys, I'm going to let off some steam today as well.
Yes, please do. I want to hear it.
I'm fuming.
I'm so happy we got you here.
There's a lot of people to be angry with.
Oh,
it's not one or two. I think there's a long list.
It's full on organizational.
It's from top to bottom.
Absolutely.
The organization that everyone's at fault, basically.
I want the equipment manager fired.
You know what? Him too. I want everyone's staff cleaned out. Everyone knew. Because I'm disgusted in what I've seen from 2021 Yankees baseball.
Could we keep Matt Blake?
Well, right now, if he doesn't figure out Colin Chapman,
you know what? No. Fair enough.
I haven't been
remember in spring training with the gas station? The gas station was really just a foreign substance fucking shop.
I'm telling you, Spider Tack there's no way it's a coincidence that Chapman has suddenly falling apart. I don't think so.
Well,
He's either
think
he's either hurt or it's the foreign substances. One of the other.
By the way, like, this is a guy that throws over 100 miles an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
And this is a guy that, even with foreign substances, really most of the time does not know where the ball's going. So without this, I don't know, man.
The Yankees do everything to get rid of Aroldis Chapman. And I'm not just saying that as a dumb Yankees fan. Oh, we blew a few games, so we should get rid of him. No, it's the fact that he's making $18 million as a closer.
Yeah, this is where I want to start.
Like, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Like, listen. Let me get into this. Because, like, the Yankees, right, they're paying over $30 million to Britton and Chapman. Mm-hmm. Like, the Yankees on a budget now can't have that anymore.
Not at all.
The budget Yankees can't have that. Georgia's Yankees could have that. Because,
even the 2019 Yankees or 2020 Yankees could have that because they were going over the tax.
Yeah, like, the budget Yankees can't have. If we're gonna be consistently on a budget, then we can't do this, and we're gonna, every few years we're gonna try to reset the tax again and again. That's just, it can't work anymore. And obviously, Chapman's 33, 34 now. Britton's in his 30s as well. It's just like, I think it's best to get rid of him a year early instead of a year too late, to be honest.
The reality is, with this bullpen, even if you take Chapman and Britton out and you start adding in some of the kids, I think they're still going to grade out as at least like an average bullpen at worst. Like, and I think they're better than that even without them, because they got some talented arms in there, some that have even stepped up this year, like Loizaga, man. And I mean,
Garrett Whitlock has been a real superstar for us this year.
I mean, you know what? I don't get mad about those kind of things. I just don't, because in hindsight, it's like, did anyone really give two shits at the time? Let's be honest.
Actually, they did.
Wait, Luke, I agree with you, but I mean, from the perspective of someone like Brian Cashman, who's supposed to be
he has to give a shit,
evaluate talent, like,
no, he has to give a shit.
Right. I mean, it's not like I was saying, oh man, we lost Garrett Whitlock. I had no freaking clue that he would be good. But as someone who gets paid the Brian Cashman salary and whoever else is in his inner circle evaluating talent,
it's his job to know who to keep and who not to keep.
It's not my job, so if I mess up with that, there's a reason why I don't work for the Yankees and Brian Cashman is getting paid millions of dollars a year.
I'm in Eddie's corner right now
to do his job.
Yeah, it's a valid point for sure. I just think that to a degree, at least, some things you can look at differently in hindsight. But you know what? I get it. I do get it for sure. And in the end, I really fully supported trading Ottavino. I liked the idea at the time. I really did, of getting rid of him and replacing him with two relievers. Did it work out? Not even a little. O'Day has been hurt and a mess. Wilson has been hurt, and when he has pitched, he's been fucking garbage. So, I mean, the reality is that move was a flop. But again, in hindsight, I really do think it was a smart move. Like, there's something I will defend Cashman on some points. Like, that's one thing I would defend him on. I don't think that was an objectively bad move. Even like everyone that saw the move agreed it was good.
Honestly, I think, like, if we're gonna blame someone for the Ottavino move, it's not Cashman. It's Hal.
Yeah, blame Hal because if anything, Cashman would have just added to the bullpen and tried to fix Ottavino too.
Now,
if he had flexibility.
Now, like, I don't know if I obviously wasn't in the trade conversation. I don't know if Cashman could have made a deal with someone else to a rival team. That would have been to a non-rival team that would have been preferable. Maybe an NL team or something. So
I think he would have if he could, honestly.
Yeah,
I think he had that option.
I think the reason why the Red Sox got Ottavino was that Cashman had other offers from other teams, but the Red Sox offered to eat the most of the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And because of Hal's budget, Cashman had to do the deal because it got the payroll lower to where he was able to add O'Day and Wilson, and obviously that didn't work out. And he signed Brett Gardner back as well. And that's another move that really hasn't been great. None of the moves really worked out. Tyone has been a mess. You know,
he has not had one good move from the offseason. It's sad, but true.
Besides Lucas Litke's recent slump, he's been really good. But that was
I
more
mean,
actual
major league moves.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Like bringing Nestor Cortez back might have been his best move. like,
God.
like what the fuck? Like I'm trying to think right now. Like I'm trying to remember what we did in the off season.
Kluber, that was kind of.
Kluber would have worked if he didn't.
It could have worked,
but he got hurt.
It would have worked. But the big risk that they knew when they signed him.
Yeah, exactly. The thing.
Look, we said it in the offseason. We all said to each other. I remember, we all believed the rotation would work itself out. We did. I'm not gonna backtrack. We said it. Don't pretend you didn't. I know you did.
No, yes, we did.
So we obviously bought into it. But with that said, like Eddie was saying, it is Cashman's job in the end to evaluate talent and decide what works best within his budget.
It's also his job to evaluate risk as well.
No, of course. And the reality was a guy like, let's say, Lance Lynn or maybe a Joe Musgrove was within our budget while also being a much lesser risk option for us. I mean, it would have worked out much better if we had those two, let's say, over Kluber and Tyone. Maybe it's a different fucking season. Who knows?
Yeah.
And can I just add, like, Lance Lynn, I mean, maybe the prospect cost was a little high. To me, that didn't really matter at the time because this was World Series bust season.
Yeah, me too.
But
I didn't care.
A guy like Musgrove, like, that didn't really make much sense to me why we didn't go after him, who wasn't very expensive in prospect costs and was much more.
And they clearly liked him.
Right, and he was.
They wanted to get him with Tyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we should have pushed for him a little harder. I mean, he wasn't great last season or the season before, but I mean, he was healthy.
My gut tells me it was a makeup thing and a prospect cost thing. Just a guess.
It's fucking, you know.
Well, Tyone was a bust.
Tyone
he's just horrible.
I remember when we made the trade and me and Luke did the pod. We were really excited. We thought he'd really get this figured out, but really,
not at all.
He's got like good stuff, and it's just like it doesn't
work.
It just doesn't. It's not working, and you know, he changed his mechanics, and then he changed them back to what they were.
And that's a concerning thing, honestly. If anything,
it's like
he literally said how it doesn't work.
He even acknowledged it, like it's just like it's not working, and like he's legitimately pitching like a non-tender candidate at the end of the year. Like
he's gonna be gone.
He's pitching so poorly to the point where I don't even like want him back. It's like he's been really bad. We scored 10 runs for him, and he gave up 5 in 5 innings against the Angels. It's just not good enough. And he gave up 2.
The only way he stays, I think, is if they move him to the bullpen or something. Otherwise, I think he's gone.
Yeah, and another thing is down in the farm, Davy's been awful, and Clark Schmidt got hurt. And
Yankees really fucked up not moving one of those two. And the thing is, though, I think it's also they're just not good at nurturing talent, man. They're really, really not. I mean, Davy Garcia. I mean, scouts were saying, I forget what it was, but they changed his pitch. The pitches he's been using.
They make him throw a slider.
And he doesn't work well with the slider. Yet they're trying to force it on him because that's the Yankees' philosophy. And the Yankees have done this
change-up curveball.
The Yankees have done this with multiple pitchers where they try to enforce their philosophy of this works better, even if they're already getting results. And their argument is this will help you get even better results. But you know what? They're too stubborn in the ways because when it doesn't work, they don't want to go back to the old ways. They just want to keep forcing it onto them until it eventually fucking works. But you know what? Not all pitchers can pitch that way. They're not robots. That's not the way it works. And Sonny Gray is a prime example of that. There's so many times this has happened in the Yankee system. And you know what? I do not fully believe in their ability to develop a lot of these starting pitching prospects we have, whether it's a guy like Luis Medina, Ken Waldichuk, Luis Hill. I mean, there's a few guys. I just don't believe I don't trust them to develop these guys. I don't.
Did you mention Luis Hill?
I did.
Okay. I just don't want to forget him because he's awesome.
Yeah, it's really concerning, and I'm really.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is like, legitimately, like, our farm is like getting really, really good.
It's getting close to top 10, man.
Like it's getting really good, but like, it's scary, man. Like Medina and Heel I really do have a lot of hope for them. You know, they really remind me of like, you know, kind of more akin to what Luis Severino was as a prospect, as opposed to what Clark and Davey are. Like they have just electric stuff. Luis Heel, you know, can really rear back and hit upper 90s as well. You know, we all know what Medina does with his 100-mile-an-hour fastball coming. You know, he's like 6'8" as well, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
Medina's actually not that big.
No, really?
He's 6'1".
Luis Medina?
Yeah.
I read 6'7" somewhere. Hold on.
No, he's not even close to that big. That's actually one thing some scouts are scared about. They wish he was a little taller given how hard he throws. They're a little worried about his durability.
Maybe it was the 6'1" it says. Okay, my fault.
Domingo Acevedo was like really big.
I think I might have gotten him mixed up with Acevedo, and he's pitching.
Where's Domingo right now?
He's pitching for the Oakland Athletics out of their bullpen.
Yeah, is he doing good? I don't even know.
Yeah, is he lights out? Like he's
only made a few appearances. So I'm not gonna. I don't judge. But yeah, and they got Caprillion over there, and Caprillion just threw 7 innings of 1-run ball against the Red Sox. So,
I mean, but look how long it took for that to even work out for the Athletics. Yeah, that was a project that I get why they moved him.
Development is never a linear kind of thing. And also, like, if you think about it, like Tommy John, he gets to Tommy John, he comes back, he works his way up, and now here he is. It just took a while because
that's not a move I judged the Yankees for at all either, because it made sense at the time. It did. And you know what? How long ago was that now? What year was that?
2017.
17.
Yeah, 4 years. I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we wouldn't have any regrets about it if Sonny was actually what we thought he was.
And you know what? In 2017, he actually was not horrible at all.
He was solid. Yeah,
he was pretty solid.
Like, he was solid.
Besides, I only remember him in the playoffs when he started Game 1 of the ALDS in Cleveland.
Yeah, he did pretty good in postseason.
Yeah, I think we just didn't score any runs.
Yeah, Bauer.
I don't even think he was bad. Yeah, Bauer really shut us down.
Bauer shut us down. Then we lost Game 2, and then we won 3 in a row.
Game 2, I still.
Yeah.
Good thing we won because we've
in
been talking
hindsight,
about that for a long time.
In hindsight, I look back on that game and laughed, knowing that you know, the Bird homer was next, and then Judge robbed Lindor of a homer, and then Game 5 was just madness, and then we won, and then you know, good year for us, but.
And look where we are now.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's think of some things this way. Like, we've got Judge right now playing great baseball, and he's a team leader in games played. I think DJ's first by 1 game on him, but like Judge has been out there. He's been healthy. We had some concerns about him earlier in the year, like what's going on with the lower half. No, actually, he's fine. And he's playing. And not only is he healthy, he's playing at a very, very high level. He's playing like Aaron Judge, right? He's got 20 home runs already.
I'm honestly so worried about this team, man. Like, not just for this year, but I mean like beyond this year, because there's just some guys in this lineup. I'm just scared to know what are they really. Like what is or even just regression, depending. I mean, because I don't think some of this is all juice ball, because this is like some of this has to be beyond just the juice ball. Like Glaber, he doesn't lose 36 home runs just because of a juice ball. That's not
right.
That's not realistic.
Down to like 20, 25.
But like that's not realistic.
He's not a single digits home run hitter.
That's what I'm saying. It goes beyond just a juice ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's happening with Glaber is really like you're seeing him. What I've had it explained to me a few times. It's like
an enigma, man.
Really. What he's doing is he's so focused on making contact that he's not focused on making hard contact, and so he's swinging at balls out of the zone, and he's trying to pull him, and he's making weak contact. And when he does get fastballs in the zone, he's under it, and he's popping them out, and he's just not barreling out the ball. The barrels are not there.
Dude, he literally is like near the bottom of the league.
Right now, he literally
get harder.
His swing, his mechanics are so poor right now that his swing is literally broken. Like it's fixable. It's fixable, but it's just that, you know, he's got to focus more on.
It's got to happen next year. Like it literally needs to happen next year. Otherwise,
hopefully he finishes this year strong.
Hopefully, right? Yeah. Like, give me some optimism going into next year. That'd be great.
Some optimism about Gleyber is that his walks are up and that he's actually, like, besides some mental lapses, he's actually shown that he's a decent shortstop. You know, he just has to clean up, like, the mental lapses and, like, the lazy errors. But, like, I think, like, he's taken a big step with defense, and it's just about now, like, we have to fix that man's swing. And it's like, Marcus Timms, you fix Gary, bro. I need you to fix Gleyber. And another positive is Gary has been awesome as well. He's an OPS over 800, got his starting job back.
Yeah, good for him. I'm happy to see him doing well. I just wish we had some other guys. I mean, like, you look at even someone like Stanton, look at someone like Stanton, man. Like, he frustrates me so much because we obviously know how good he is, and he's been playing. Like, he's been playing a decent amount.
He's had one little IL stint, but it was nothing major.
Like, he's only at 14 home runs, and I think he needs to be better than that.
Yeah, you want to see him go on a little home run run.
Like, this is Giancarlo Stanton. This is meant to be our cleanup hitter. The guy we're paying $200-something million to for the rest of his contract for the next, like, 7 years. Like, we need more out of him.
You just kind of struck me with something, and that's that besides Giancarlo's run in April, remember when he's hitting like a home run every week, no Yankee player has really had a run where they are just like an unstoppable force. Nobody's been like
Gary was close, but Gary was getting close. But
Gary was close.
Not quite.
But like nobody. Gary was red hot for a while, but like nobody's like besides Gary and that Giancarlo run. I mean, like Judge is like the model of consistency, really. Like he'll have like a rough.
Which is, like, it's awesome, but yet also annoying, honestly.
It's like, dude,
give me something different.
Hit 5 home runs in a week or something. Just like
when's the last time you have done that, my man? Like, come on, give me something.
Like, let's do one of those crazy runs, and I think like just carry the offense for a week. We just haven't had many of those, and it's like honestly, like I think we all acknowledge now more than ever that like this isn't working, but it's not completely broken. It's fixable, but changes must be made. Are we in agreement there? Like, I think we can all agree that changes should be made. Not just with the coaching staff or the front office, but also like literally like let's switch it up with players, like starting players.
No, there needs to be changes. People love to focus on coaches, but the players need to be held accountable too. They really need to be.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But like, can we all agree on this? Like, first of all, I said before the season that if this team didn't win a World Series, Aaron Boone should be let go. It seems like we're not even going to be.
They're not even.
It seems like we're not even going to be close to winning a World Series. I mean, we're in a debate on whether we're going to make the playoffs or not right now. So I don't care how much blame is on him or how much is actually his fault, but just from a perspective of like failing to meet expectations, even though most of it's on the players, I think you just need a new face in there after this season.
I do think that will happen. I think if they don't make the postseason, especially, I don't see a scenario where he comes back at this point, and I'm fine with that. But I really hope the Yankees.
Hard sell for the fan base.
The only thing with that is if they don't change their mindset with the way they look at managers, they're never going to make any progress anyway. That's the big thing. Like,
by the way,
they need to find the right guy.
By the way, I have to acknowledge this. It's that the Yankees. This just goes to show how much like the Yankee. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just gonna say this just goes to show that the Yankees really don't give a shit about the fans too much, unless they're They're giving you money. They only really care about the money. They don't really care about much else. Which obviously, as a business, I understand that you have to care primarily about the money. But like, come on, Yankee game. We all know that doubleheaders now have become 7 innings for this year, and like that'll get negotiated next year. The Yankee game Friday gets rained out, and now we have a doubleheader scheduled for Sunday. But if you remember, the Yankees let everyone into the stadium on Friday. They got all the chicken bucket sales. They got a bunch of I think they have like an all-you-can-eat kind of plan for like certain like suites and shit, and like so they got all the sales they could. They squeezed every last dollar out. Then they canceled the game. Then the doubleheader that they scheduled, your ticket is only good for one of those games, right? And it's a 7-inning game, and it's a day game on the 4th of July.
That's really shit.
And then,
that's so shitty.
So you're getting 2 less innings, and you're probably going to be busy that day because it's the 4th of July. And like that should have been single admission. That should have been a single admission doubleheader, and or something. And give all the fans vouchers or something. Just like literally anything but what they actually did. Like it was such a big middle finger to the fans, and like really. And we're doing this in a time in which you're not even willing to spend over $210 million to get better baseball players so we can actually win games. And, like, they are so lucky that the Subway Series happened because that fucking stadium was, like, half Met fans. Like,
yeah, I was about to say that.
Like, dude, Yankee fans aren't showing up. We're in the middle of the pandemic, right? Well, we're getting close to the end. But, like, we don't want to watch a shitty baseball team, and then you're going to treat us like shit, too, as well? Mm-hmm. Like, why? Like, what makes you think that would be a good idea? Like, the only way we're coming back to the stadium is if we're playing good baseball, because we just want to see our favorite players play baseball and win games. Like, that's why we're fans, right? Like, I go to Yankee Stadium to watch Aaron Judge hit a dinger and win a game. Like, that's what I do. Like, so, it's just not right. Yeah. It wasn't right what they did, and I just felt like
they're not treating their fans well at all. And I agree with both of you on this. Especially with them needing to make some personnel changes. And I know this has been a drum that people have been banging for a while. And no, I'm not going to say let's hire Buck Showalter.
No, please God, no.
I'm not an idiot, but
Buck Showalter said he wouldn't want Joey Gallo.
They need to consider going after a guy like David Cone. I don't care. I think they really should. Like it's stupid that they don't consider him more. I feel like they only give him an interview out of pity almost, and it's kind of fucked up because that dude is so smart. He understands analytics so well, and he just understands the game of baseball in a way that I think Boone doesn't. Like he will literally say, "Oh, I hope Boone doesn't do this," and then Boone will do exactly what Cone is like advising against. And it's like you see it during broadcast.
I hate to say this. I really do. But the Yankees need someone with a personality of more of an Alex Cora, to be honest. Because, like, the love fest, the everything is fine attitude.
It's the worst.
It's just not. It doesn't fly well. It doesn't.
There's no accountability, man. And this is New York, the land of accountability.
You get away with it when you win 100 games, make the playoffs like they did in 2018, 2019. But it doesn't fly when you're 6 games over 500 last year and, we're 1 game over now. It just doesn't work.
It's fucking bizarre.
It goes from okay, they're just gonna treat the regular season like that, but they're gonna win 100 games, win a division, and make the playoffs. But now they're still doing it, and they're 1 game over, and they're in serious jeopardy of completely missing out on the playoffs altogether, and they're still acting this way. And it's just that it's just not. It's delusional. Like that's the word. It's delusional. Like if you think that it's fine right now, it's delusional. We've got players making boneheaded mistakes constantly, double plays galore. And really, I made fun of Joel Sherman for his article earlier in the year about the Yankees' lack of athleticism, but he's not wrong. he's not wrong. We gotta get a little bit more athletic, especially like if we can get like a Joey Gallo in left field. That dude not only does he get on base a lot, hit a bunch of dingers, but he's an elite outfielder. He's fat. He's actually like an athlete, and I think we just need athletes. You know, Gleyber's 24, right? And he can't run. He can't run to save his life. It's like, oh my God. And like Luke Voit put on a clinic yesterday at first base of how to not play first base. And like, I'm going to say it. I've said this on Twitter. Luke Voit is the guy that I would trade.
I'm in the camp of if they trade him, I'm okay with it. If they get a good replacement, of course, but I'm not on your trend where like, yeah, we gotta trade this guy. Like I'm not there. No, that's not where my head's at.
I think like.
I mean,
I think it's the time. I think.
Well, who do you replace Luke Voit with?
Well, tell me, are we going over the luxury tax or are we not? First of all, I just want to.
I think that's why we went under this year.
Yeah,
exactly. I think the Yankees are going to go over, but I don't necessarily think they're going to give a 10-year deal to Corey Seager either.
No. So like, my thought process is like there are obviously a lot of options here. You do have Freddie Freeman, who's a free agent. I don't think that we're going to sign Freddie Freeman. I just want to say, like, I just wanted to say that he's.
I would like Freddie Freeman.
Yeah. I don't know if Anthony Rizzo's a free agent, but like the Cubs.
He might have an option.
The Cubs are pretty bad, so like I don't know if that's an option, but like Anthony Rizzo is a left-handed bat and also a Gold Glove first baseman, so like that's not a terrible idea, you know. I don't think Matt Olson would be available, but like he's like my ideal kind of Yankee Stadium guy, and we saw what he did against us. Like that dude is just awesome. So if you want to go there, or you go internal and you can develop Austin Wells as a first baseman if you want. You've got options, and really.
No, I agree.
I don't want to pay a 30-year-old. A guy, I think he's 30 now, and he'll be 31 next year. He's got 2 years left, 2 or 3 years left. He's just about to hit his arbitration years. I'm talking about Boyd. He's just about to hit his arbitration years. He's got an injury history, right? It's a pretty long injury history, to be honest. Like he gets hurt. He's gotten hurt every year, and so I think while he's young, you strike when the iron is hot. Maybe you even get a nice relief pitcher to replace an Aroldis Chapman or a Zach Britton.
I mean, I agree. I would do that. It's just, again, who is replacing Luke Voit? I just don't know who's replacing Luke Voit.
The issue is like, who are they willing to get to replace Luke Voit?
Because the big thing is when you go into the outfield to get some upgrades, you got to make sure if you're getting, let's say, because realistically, let's not undersell Luke Voit entirely. When Luke Voigt's right, he is a 900 OPS kind of guy. Like he is that good. So when you go into the outfield and you're looking for guys, you got to get someone of that caliber from the left side, ideally, to replace that bat if you're going to take an offensive downgrade at first base, which you probably are, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm not here to like say like Luke Voigt's a bad player or anything. No. It's just that,
I know.
Just that. Here's the thing, guys. Like, I think I've realized this more this year than any other year is that sometimes the numbers don't match the fit.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
And so maybe this is just a group of guys who just don't fit their style.
And that is exactly what the nerds don't get, man. And it drives me nuts because
maybe there's just not a statistic to say this.
There's not.
Maybe I don't know, but like maybe this just isn't working, and like maybe like I don't know. I'm just saying it's not working right now, and like
exactly.
And like it hasn't worked in the playoffs, obviously. And really, the Yankees historically have always just had lefty bats, and like it's been a good idea to have lefty bats.
It usually works pretty well.
I mean, the last time we won a World Series, you had Cano, Swisher, Melky, Gardner, Teixeira, There's Jorge Matsui. It was just like, and Johnny Damon, like lefty, 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 lefty. A bunch of switch hitters as well. And I'm not saying we have to recreate the 2009 team or anything. We don't have to have 4 switch hitters, 1 lefty, and shit like that. But what I am saying is that I want my center fielder to be a lefty. I want my left fielder to be a lefty. I want my first baseman to be a lefty. And
and not Aaron Hicks.
And yeah, I mean, like, you got Florio, who's doing really well. So, like, if Esteban Florio keeps this up and actually plays well, I will take back what I said about him last offseason. I will take it back on the air.
I will take it back. He's making progress for sure, I think. Like, he's showing signs of getting better at AAA. Like, he's just been streaky. Like, he has some really good stretches, then he has some bad stretches. But that this might be part of the process. It's still early on in his AAA career, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens there.
Yeah,
but
he's still young. He's 23.
No, of course.
I definitely have a lot of hope for him now, and I'm really impressed by what he's actually been doing after a year of not playing AA baseball. He just went from high A to AAA, which is very.
It's a big jump.
Yeah. So I'm dipping my toe in the Florio waters, and I'm not. And obviously, like, if he keeps this up, he also becomes very attractive as a trade piece as well. Just saying, and like, I do think that Hicks, I think it's time to move Hicks as well. Like Eddie just mentioned, and not because he's a bad player as well. I'm not saying like Hicks is bad. When Hicks is on the field, he does a good job.
To be honest, though, the big thing about him, his defensive metrics going down so much really does hurt his value.
Well, like, that's the thing. Like, he's now an older center fielder. He's in his 30s now. He is like Luke Voit, Gio Urshela, Aaron Hicks.
Ain't no spring chicken.
Like, none of those 3 are actually like young. Like, Gio's 29, Voigt's 30. And Hicks is 30 or 31, and he's playing the most physically demanding position, right? So this is, you gotta acknowledge, like, hey, I don't want to keep paying a 30-year-old, 31-year-old, 32-year-old Aaron Hicks. I don't want to do it because he's old. I mean, well, because he's not. I'm not saying like he's old, but I'm saying like you said, the metrics are going down because he's gonna slow down. He's had multiple injuries, like many
He's
injuries.
had very major injuries.
Lower body injuries, Tommy John surgery, wrist.
He's the definition of injury prone.
Like he's had a lot of injuries, and like center field is not like, this isn't gonna get easier for him. If you think like he's gonna like turn like the fountain of youth or something, it's not happening. It's just he's getting older, and it's time. And I do think a team will want a high on base percentage corner outfielder who, can hit 20, 25 home runs, with his cool swing, and he's got a good arm, allegedly, and I think a team will want him just for his on base percentage and his defense. I mean, if you look at Detroit literally signed Robbie Grossman for that exact reason, the fact that he never swings the bat, and he's a fine corner outfielder. So like, that's my comp for Aaron Hicks, is like the Robbie Grossman contract, and he got like I think he got like $8 million. So, and Hicks is only making 10 per year, by the way.
Hicks is definitely a guy that the Yankees got to try trading, and again, I think the Yankees' top priority in the offseason needs to be getting 2 lefty bats and possibly it being 2 lefty outfielders. I think that's the best way to go, and it'd just be good too, because we need. For the first time in years, we need a big defensive upgrade in the outfield, because the Yankees have always had a really good defensive outfield for like maybe the last probably close to 10 years, honestly. Like, it's been a while since they've had a bad defensive outfield.
Yeah, like, listen, Judge is still doing his thing out in right field, but like center field, Gardner's old now. Gardner, it's getting close to over for Gardner.
And he doesn't play every day anyway.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be playing every day.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
and Brett Gardner's arm is very poor in center field, and I don't think that's something that was lost with age. I just don't think it was ever there.
They always take the extra base on him. It's so funny.
I mean, I don't really blame them. There's like a 5% chance.
I almost feel bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, But that was never a strength of his, even
No.
his prime. Like, I
You,
don't even think that's an
just
age
you
thing.
can hide it better when you put him in left field.
You know,
Right.
I'm going to bring out some interesting offseason candidates to you guys, and I want to know what you guys think, just out of curiosity.
Okay.
It's some guys that I didn't even think of, but I'm just going through the list of free agency, and I was like, oh, he's actually a free agent. He's not doing that bad, surprisingly. Like, at first base, I didn't even think of this name. Brandon Belt's actually pretty good.
Honestly,
he's old, but, like, he's getting older, but that means he'll probably sign a short-term deal, honestly. He's a lefty bat. He's having a pretty decent year. I mean, not the worst idea. I mean,
he's been, like, on a Yankee. Like, there are certain players throughout baseball that are just stuck on, like, Yankee fan lists.
yeah.
And I've heard Brandon Belt's name for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible, honestly. Like, that might be in Cashman's wheelhouse, or
Good player.
even though
Good player.
yeah.
And especially since I feel like we're not going to go with like a 8-year deal for anyone. I mean,
No,
like,
that's why I'm trying to look at those
he
kind of
seems like
options.
a fit. I mean,
We're
that honestly
not
makes
giving
sense.
we're not giving Freddie Freeman like a 7-year deal.
You're gonna like
anything.
this. You're gonna like this. His
Okay.
outs above average is 87th percentile.
10-year deal right now.
I mean, hey, if he wants to sign a 3-year deal, I'll fucking do that as long as he finishes the year strong. Because right now he's I'm guessing maybe he was hurt because he only has 201 plate appearances. But in those 201 plate appearances, he's at 11 home runs. He has 875 OPS, and he's a great defender. So that's what you want to see.
Yeah, I want a lefty bat at first base, and I want him to actually be able to play defense. Okay, that's it. Brandon Belt has minimal structural damage in his right knee, so he's got a knee injury right now. Still good player.
As long as it's not major, then it's okay.
Yeah. So, like, that's fine. I don't,
But I definitely agree with you. If the Yankees are smart, the Joey Gallo is the target. Like, if they were to add at the deadline, if they plan to actually keep him for the foreseeable future, which I would assume they would, then I'm okay with trading guys for Joey Gallo. That's my thing. Like, I'm only trading for guys if they really insist on adding that are going to be here for the foreseeable future. Because, even though we're talking about trading, we're talking about trading players, but we don't want to tear it all down. We want to retool the team. Like, there's a big difference.
Absolutely.
Like, if we were looking at rentals, like Starling Marte,
like, no,
definitely someone I'd be interested in. But
if we were, but we're not.
If we were contending, that's definitely an outfielder I'd definitely be looking
at. And you know what? If the Yankees said to themselves, maybe we're going to get 2 outfielders in the offseason anyway. Let's say we trade for Marte now because we want to give this year a run and he's not that expensive and we plan to re-sign him. Then I can maybe at least, get with it under the right circumstances. But, it depends. There's a lot of variables there. And, even though he's a righty bat, he's a good center fielder. I wouldn't be upset if they decided to sign him for a couple years, let's say, hypothetically. That would be pretty cool. Or especially if they got, like, let's say him and Joey Gallo, like, that could be a fucking lit outfield right there. Like Aaron Judge, Starling Marte, and Joey Gallo. That would be sick.
Yeah, the only problem with, like, signing Marte to a multiple-year deal is, like, it's kind of like the Hicks situation because I think I saw that the defensive metrics are kind of slowing down a little bit as well.
Actually, his outs above average is 87th.
Oh, wow, nice. He's actually having a nice year for himself. He's actually had, like, a really nice career. If you look if you look at, like, his WAR and stuff, he's had a really nice year with, started with the Pirates and all that. I mean, he's definitely someone that you at least consider. Obviously, it's preferable to get a left-handed bat.
Gallo is definitely the main target. I mean, dude, his StatCast page is so nice. I love it. You look at 96th in barrel percentage, 95th in outs above average, 95th in outfielder jump, 99th in walk percentage. I mean, the guy hits the shit out of the ball.
He walks, he hits dingers, and he plays good defense. And he's also left-handed.
He's at 20 home runs with an 874 OPS. Like, if the Yankees are smart, they do everything they can to trade for Joey Gallo, and they keep him for the next God knows how many years, because that is a lefty bat that you can build around in addition to guys like Judge and whoever else ends up not being a flop, because God knows.
And it's a better it's a better fit than Kyle Schwarber was in the offseason because Gallo's an elite defender.
Exactly, and the defense is something we really need right now. So I think if you add him, and you, especially if they can get one more, let's say they trade Voit, add a really good defensive middle infielder or a first baseman in place of him, and I'll feel really, really good about the team defense if they do both. Like, I'll feel really good about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can put, you can put DJ at first if you want for a year or two.
If they got a good enough middle infielder that, like, is a really good bat, then sure, because I don't want to have, like, two, like, middle of the pack hitters in the lineup with someone like Voit out. Like, I need someone in that 800 OPS range at least to get in that spot.
Yeah, I think we can both agree that if we're gonna sign like a middle infielder, probably will be like, if they're gonna go big, you go Corey Seager just because like that's the fit. But like Brandon Crawford is a free agent. He's having a great year, and he would be pretty cool.
Hey, I'm certainly not going to say no. He's a righty bat, but if he's having a good year and the metrics support that he's worth signing, then yeah, I consider. I mean, it all
Garrett
depends.
Cole's brother-in-law.
That's a big thing, man. That is a big thing.
That's why we got Tyon. We got Tyon because Garrett Cole's friends with him. No, we're not interested in good baseball players. We're just interested in making Garrett Cole happy.
Brandon Crawford got that sexy 98th outs above average, man.
Brandon Crawford has put up 3.4 WAR this year.
I didn't realize he was having this good of a year. Wow, 17 home runs.
Yeah. And last year had a really nice year for himself as well, 792 OPS, and he's a good.
Hey, you know what? I'm kind of on this train a little bit now. Oh, wait, he's a lefty?
Yes, he is.
I could have sworn he was a righty. What the fuck? Oh, wow.
In 2016, he had 25 defensive runs saved.
So why the hell is he not a Yankee?
He also, this year, he's been worth 5 defensive run saves. And
sign this guy. Wait, I never realized he was the lefty bat and he was doing that good offensively. Jesus.
Yes, he's a little older, though. He is 34.
He's 34, but
you saw like 2-year deal?
Give him a 2-year deal. Yeah, I was about to say.
And the thing is, with shortstops that are that good defensively too, even when they age, they have such good instincts that they're still going to be average defenders even as they get older, at least. Like, they don't become below average defenders because even when the range goes, they have the instincts to make up for it.
Yeah, he's good at baseball and like lefty bat. I like lefty bats.
I'm really down right now, actually.
He changed his swing, and on Fangraphs he's been worth 3 WAR. So like, still that's 0.6 WAR difference, but still he's on pace for like what, well over 5 wins. So like, he's having a really nice year for himself.
On the Brandon Crawford train now.
Well, if you're going short term, lesser amount of money, you go Crawford. If you want to go for the big fish, you can go Seager. So like, those are the 2 middle infield options that speak to me right now.
I think what the Yankees may want to do is, because as much as I want a guy like Corey Seager or Trevor Story, the Yankees, you look at what they've been doing, and I'm not sure how far they're going to go above the tax, but a guy like Seager is going to cost what? I mean, $30+ million a year. Let's be honest. Just on his name, even if he's not worth it stats wise, his name alone, someone's going to be stupid to pay it either way. I just know that.
Personally, if we're going to be the budget Yankees and we're going to need to reset the tax every few years, we can't do it. Like, we just can't.
And it's not even just that. Like, I would rather just spread the money around because of the fact that this is not a team that needs one player. This is a team that needs 4 or 5. I mean, they need more than just one. So I think the Yankees are going to need to spread that money around a little. And if they spread it, let's say to a Brandon Crawford, and then they get a Joey Gallo, they get a first baseman, they add a reliever and a starter, they can do that all at an affordable price if they're smart. Like, they definitely can. So
yeah.
And if they're smart, that could be a good enough offseason to go right back to a World Series contender. So they just have to be smart. That's all.
By the way, Anthony Rizzo is a free agent after the end of this.
Yes, he is. I checked.
Yeah, so like, that's nice. But yeah, it's between it's like Crawford would be the best fit. but I don't know. Hopefully, it's kind of sad that here we are on July 5th and we're talking about our off season because our baseball team literally can't get out of its own way. And let's just get into what happened this week. Can we just talk about this week? What happened this week? I need to talk about this.
All right.
So now that it's Monday, last week, then also yesterday was a shit show as well. Who broke Aroldis Chapman?
Spider attack.
Yeah, we blew he got the first out of the inning in on what was it, Monday, Tuesday, and then he proceeded to give up. He walked 3 straight guys. Then against the lefty, decided to throw a slider, and he gives up a grand slam to tie the game.
Yeah, it's honestly really rough, and I don't know how he's gonna fix it because this is no easy fix. I think either way, he's either hurt.
And he's just got terrible body language right now.
He's either hurt or the spider attack is killing him. One or the other. I think there's no in between here.
It's bad, man. It's horrible. It's not good.
Let's be honest. Is there even a single strong part of this team right now? Because the bullpen is honestly not exactly great. I mean, you have Chapman doing poorly. Britton's okay, I guess, but I honestly don't want to.
Right now, we do not. Right now, we score runs, sort of, but not
I wouldn't push it. It's not a strength.
Yeah,
it's passable.
I wouldn't consider it a strength. Yeah, you're right.
It could be passable, but not a strength.
Right now, we're firing on no cylinders,
and that's really bad. We don't have a good defensive team. They don't hit. They can't run on the bases. I mean, what is there?
Mm-hmm.
We're not working with much right now. And like I said, the schedule is not exactly easy looking forward. I mean, we have the Mariners next. They are not a great team, obviously, but they're at least a passable team this year. They're 45-40. That's better than us. You go past them, you have the Astros, who are the best team in the league. You go beyond that, you go to Boston again, and then you're going to face Tampa and Phillies, and then Boston again. So, you're facing a lot of good teams.
It's pretty crazy that, Dusty Baker and Tony La Russa are, they're the most old school of the old school, and, their teams are both in first place. That is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, and you know what? I really don't understand it all because the Yankees team is just so weird, man. I just don't get it.
It's all about the talent, but it's all about the fit as well, man.
That's the thing. It's the fit because the Yankees have that talent.
Gabe Kapler's over in San Francisco. He's a very analytical person, and they're killing it. They're playing so far above where we thought they were actually going to play.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's just because, the players fit well together, and he's a good manager. Kevin Gausman's awesome.
Look at the 2017 Yankees.
Yeah,
were they the best team we've ever seen? No, but they gelled so well.
By the way, bro,
yeah.
I know we just spent $300 million on Garrett Cole, but Kevin Gausman is he's pitching like a god right now, and he's a free agent after the year. And
I mean, hey, we're gonna need a starter realistically because going into
can you imagine a rotation of Cole, Gausman, and Severino?
Yeah, but the thing is though, I'm not sure what to think of Sevy yet. I'm not.
Yeah, but what I mean is a Sevy that.
I mean, if he's healthy and doing good, yeah, obviously that's great. But
Syndergaard's a free agent as well, and he's also Tommy
this
John.
Yankees rotation just doesn't fill me with a ton of confidence right now in general. And right now, guys like Jordan Montgomery, he's fine. He hasn't pissed me off too much usually, but he's better as obviously
fine.
A number 5.
Yeah,
he could be a 4 to 5.
4-5, he's perfect there. It's just he's not our 2,
but right now he has to be our 2.
Yeah, we always do this every year where a pitcher is pitching in a spot where it doesn't fit him. You're not an ace, you're not a number 2, you're not a number 3, and it's just as much as we like Montgomery, he's a good pitcher. He's not a 2, not a 2. And that's okay.
Yep.
That's okay. You don't have to be a 2. You just have to be, you just be good. Just be solid enough. And that's what he always is. It's just that we don't have a 2. And, our 2 got hurt, and then our other 2 got hurt. So, fuck. So,
and our number 1 has not been pitching at all, like a number 1.
Yes.
Coincidentally, since Spider Tack was banned by Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Not a coincidence.
By the way, Kevin Gausman's baseball savant page right now is looking very pretty. 90th percentile xWOBA, 90th percentile expected ERA, 84th percentile expected batting average, 81st percentile expected slugging percent. It's just all really good. It's all in the red. It's all in the red.
Well, yeah, I always liked him as a potential offseason move. I really liked him a lot, but I
don't know if Hal's going to pay up though.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he's looking to make big deals. I think he wants to do a lot of little deals, and you know what? That could work.
That could work. Just depends on what little deals.
Because we need more than one player. Like I said, we need 5.
In hypothetical, the Yankees weren't wrong for trading for a younger, controllable starting pitcher like Jameson Taillon. The problem is that we didn't get Joe Musgrove instead.
No, absolutely. That's definitely the right thing to say. And they needed a guy that was a little bit more proven and had less risk on him, because Taillon was a risk going in, and obviously their scouts liked what they saw, but evidently their scouts were wrong on this, because he has been horrible despite the stuff being good. And I just don't see a scenario, like we said, where he makes it into the rotation beyond this year unless he suddenly pitches like an ace the next 2 months out of nowhere.
I hope he does.
It'd be great. It'd be nice.
Like a really cool guy. It's just
it'd be cool.
It's hard to see it right now, and we gotta. I mean, it's a cutthroat business, man. Like, as much as we like the guy, like, I want to win. Like, I'm sorry. I hate to sound like a dick, but if you're not playing well, like, bye. By the way, did we find out why Tyler Wade was sent down last night?
I mean, they probably just felt with Tim LeCastro, they don't need him anymore. Tyler Wade was literally their pinch runner.
Yeah, but like, who replaces him?
LeCastro stays on the roster.
Wait, I know why. Because they've called up Wandy as the 27th man.
Well, yeah.
And then now he's the 26th. Yeah, so.
It's because they know they don't need Wade on the roster anymore with a guy like LeCastro there.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. So nobody's getting called up. Not like, I mean, obviously, like Ambergy and Park deserve call-ups.
Honestly, though, it pisses me off so much that the reason why they're not getting called up is literally because they'd be making $250,000. That's literally why they're not getting called up, because they're making $250,000.
Okay. Oh, Eddie's heading out. We just want to say peace out to Eddie. He's got important matters to attend to, and we thank him for hopping on.
Yes, Eddie.
It was really nice to have you, Eddie.
I have a final message.
Yes.
Oh,
although I can't be here for the remainder of our podcast, keep my anger alive.
Yes.
We'll do. While I'm not here, because I'm still angry.
We'll do, buddy.
All right.
Have a great one, bro.
Yep. See you, man.
Peace out, bro. And then there were 2.
So, what were we just discussing? I lost my train of thought.
We were just discussing Spider Tack, I think. And,
No.
There's something else. Oh, shit. This isn't good.
It's bad podcasting, but now I'm.
Damn it. Fuck.
Well, this is embarrassing.
What? Oh, God. But I think we were talking about. No, I don't remember. Okay, whatever. It happens, man. I think, were we talking about, like, no? Oh, I remember. We're talking about, like, Hal not being willing to make moves. Big moves.
I actually don't even think it was that, but we'll go with that.
Yeah, so, like, I don't expect Kevin Gausman. I don't expect Corey Seager. I don't expect Trevor Story And like, by the way, the media really has to stop pushing the Trevor Story thing. It's not happening.
It's so dumb.
For 5 different reasons, it's not happening.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. He will not be a Yankee. It's not happening. This is not George's Yankees. Okay.
You know what people haven't really talked about too much, honestly?
What?
How disappointing the DJ LeMahieu signing has been. Like, this should be a bigger topic of discussion, honestly. This is a guy we just signed to a 6-year deal, and he's playing like a below-average baseball player.
Yes, he is. He is not.
Like, I don't think people understand how serious that can be because
he's fucking up my universe.
He's literally on the roster for another 5 years. If he suddenly can't hit above a 750 OPS, then what the fuck is this team going to do? Because he's going to be forced into the lineup at first base or second base, and he's going to be at the bottom of the lineup making $15 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, $15 million a year. He's not unmovable. I'm just saying, like, if
he's not movable at least for a few years, realistically.
I mean, he's not $15 million isn't.
Okay, but is anyone going to take DJ LeMahieu at $15 million for 5 years?
No. Like, I mean, like, we would have to eat just a little bit. Like, I think someone would take him for like 10, to be honest. Like, I think like 10. I think with his versatility and his defense and like his track record, I think someone would take him for like 10 a year.
Even so, he's shown some signs of improvement during the year, but still have yet to see.
It's just been inconsistent, man. Like, it's like
we haven't seen true DJ for more than like a week.
Some days he'll hit like 3 balls hard, and it's like, oh, okay. And then some days he'll hit 3 rollovers to shortstop, and it's like, bro, it's
gonna be really interesting to see how the Yankees navigate this, because that's the one thing that scares me. Like, we need to make sure we get a good enough bat into the lineup to replace whoever we trade, because if DJ doesn't pick it up, then you're gonna run into some serious problems, man. But just looking at his baseball savant numbers, I mean, he's climbing closer to what he's been in the last 2 years. Like, his average exit velocity has gone up, but it's still way below what it should be. It's not quite there yet. His barrel percentage ain't too different. His whiff percentage is not too far off anymore. His K percentage is solid. Like, a lot of things here are still, like, there are very DJ qualities here. Like, and his expecting batting average is actually in the 89th percentile, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot there where, like, you can say, oh, there is actually, like, hope. And there's a lot there where it's like, bro, I need you to stop hitting all singles. I need doubles and I need homers from you. I know, like
the homers aren't even killing me too much because he's at 7. Like, if he hits 15 to 20 a year, I think you take that if he's hitting like DJ.
Yeah.
But he's not hitting like DJ, so it doesn't work.
Need more doubles too. Give me some doubles. The Yankees are like really, really low and like actually hitting like doubles, which is pretty crazy.
I mean, because they can't run.
They can't run. Voit can't run. Right, Stanton can't run because of his injury. Gleyber isn't fast. Gio's slow. Gleyber's slow. DJ's
Gary's a catcher.
Fast. Gary's a catcher. Like, the only guy that can consistently hit doubles is like Judge, and like I think Andujar hits doubles, and like Gardner. It's like nobody.
And Gardner doesn't even hit to begin with. So
and like that's a big reason why we need to switch it up a little bit. You know? Got to get faster. It's just we can't do this, man. And like, we need Stanton to really kind of nut up a little bit and play the outfield going forward. We just can't have an everyday DH like this anymore. I know it doesn't work, man. It's like, it's killing us. And
really plaguing us, honestly. I don't mean
like the salary or the offensive stats. I just mean, like,
there's no flexibility in the lineup, man. If he's playing, he literally has to be.
You just want, like, I don't like play left field for two times a week or something.
That honestly makes a huge difference. If he can play the outfield 2 days a week, the Yankees become a much more flexible team.
Nobody's asking him to be a Gold Glover. We're like,
passable. A passable outfielder. And you know what?
If the ball's hit to you, just catch it.
He is a passable outfielder. He was an above-average defender his entire career. And you know what? It's not like he's old enough to the point where he lost all those tools. Like, he still has a strong arm. He can still probably move pretty well. Like, I don't think that's really too much of a concern. Like, I think he's going to be a passable outfielder for 2 days a week. Like, that's not even an issue at all with me.
We don't ask for much. I think, like, the last thing we could get into is, like, that Hal talked. Hal is alive. We have found out that Hal exists. He's a real person. And he has just been letting this happen right in front of our eyes. Yeah. Just from the yacht. everyone likes to bring up his yacht, And Hal put all the blame on the players. Said Aaron Boone is the best guy for the job. And there really isn't anything.
Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Right. I'm sorry. I had a brief interruption.
It's all right.
But yeah, like he said it's all players. The coaching staff is great.
Well,
Cashman's great, and he's focused on the attendance in 2 weeks when the Yankees have a big homestand. Because someone asked him because the Yankees weren't drawing any attendance. Because remember, the Yankee Stadium is like 50,000 seats, and they're only drawing like 25,000, even with full capacity. So it's like, your team sucks. You're really not willing to go over the luxury tax, even though he tried to say like he would consider it. That's code for no, man. Like, it's not happening. And like, with the way we're playing, I wouldn't even do it now. And it's just like what the fuck, man? Like, this is just like a shit show. And like the whole, like we talked about this earlier, the whole attitude that everything's fine is just bullshit. Like, it's not fine. It's not fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm honestly not sure what to even. It's honestly just a very tricky spot this team is in right now. I'm very interested to see how these next few weeks play out, because I don't see them selling, honestly, although I obviously believe they should. But I don't see any scenario where Hal truly sells off players, because they want attendance so bad after a year of no profit that they really need to do what they can to get fans in the seats. So from a business, I get it, obviously. Like, I do get it, but
yeah,
I don't see them truly selling off a guy like Chapman or Britton near the deadline. So if I had to guess, I'm hoping Cashman is doing what I'm thinking and adding players that will be here beyond this year. Because if they do that, then you're at least helping this year's attendance while also helping the team for this year and future years. So that's what they have to do. Don't give me rentals. They're not worth it. And the farm system is really starting to build up. So don't just trade prospects for the sake of trading prospects. That's a really big thing, because like you said, we're heading towards a top 10 farm system now, man. It's really good. And, especially when you look at the infield prospects we got going right now, like Oswald Peraza and Anthony Volpe, it's exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, like, we also have to remember that, like, you have 10 good prospects, like, 3 of them are going to work. Yeah. Like, it's just like, that's the way.
Don't trade one of the 3.
Yeah,
please.
Like, it's really all about, keeping the right ones and getting rid of the ones that actually aren't working out. And, like,
gotta say, man,
it's like, it's a guessing game.
Anthony Volpe has been a revelation, man. I would never thought he was going to be this good.
Yeah, and who knew? Like we thought he'd be like this light hitting kind of shortstop, but he hits nukes, man. He hits bombs, and
dude, he hit a 445 foot shot the other way. Yeah, like that's a fucking that's some big time power. Like, I don't think people understand 445 the other way. There's a lot of guys in the big leagues that cannot do that. That's like incredibly hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think our farm is doing really well. I mean, you got Wells, right? You got Wells, you got Volpe, you got Peraza, and then on the pitching side, you got Waldachek, who's breaking out. You got Medina, who's going to be a top 100 prospect.
It's funny. I have so many weird connections to some of these Yankees prospects now, just because I have a friend that plays D1 baseball. It's pretty funny. Like Anthony Volpe, my friend played him a few times in high school. He's also friends with the girlfriend of Austin Wells, so that's pretty entertaining.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, we do have a good farm system, and like, I want to keep a good amount of them, but like, you're telling me like I can get a guaranteed good Major League Baseball player now? It's just like you're weighing your options, and like,
no, of course, it just
can't be rentals.
It just depends on the player. It's that simple.
I don't want
to the right player. Anyone's available unless your name is Jason Dominguez.
Yeah, I don't want to do rentals. Like, no rentals this year. Just, it's not. Yeah. It's not a good idea, especially because like our only playoff shot is a 1-game wild card.
And you know how much can go wrong in a wild card? Like,
yeah.
But the best team does not always win the wild card. That's just the reality of a wild card game.
No. Like, that shit, it's really a crapshoot. So like, don't do rentals. But like, if you're telling me I can get 3 years of great player, then yeah, I'll definitely do that because we're not planning on rebuilding. We're planning on trying to win a World Series next year. We just have to make improvements and changes. Like it's not broken. It's just like fix it. Just like fix what is broken and like keep the good stuff. Keep the good, get rid of the bad, make your team better. And like next year we'll be going over the luxury tax. So
they're definitely going to go over the tax. I'm not worried about that. I mean, the thing is, we know the drill. They go down to go back over for a few years. Like that's just the way the Yankees operate, and so there's really no reason to doubt that they go back over. It's more about how long are they going to stay over, and God forbid, what if there's a strike next year? Can't help but wonder. It's something that you got to consider.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
because obviously you're going to hope it doesn't happen, but baseball is in a bad place right now in between the players union and the owners. And if there is a strike, and let's say the Yankees trade for a guy like Joey Gallo, the contract runs through the year of the strike, man. If there's a strike and they don't play, they lose him. So that's at least something to consider. I mean, that's not necessarily likely, but it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities either.
Yeah, I mean, just got to be careful, and obviously, the Yankees can pay any player that they want. So I don't know. I don't want rentals, and I would love Joey Gallo. I would love Joey Gallo for this year, just to see what kind of difference he can make. But also, you want him for next year when we're actually like gonna put out a better product. And hopefully we make a deal like that, and hopefully over these next few weeks we can play better. There's a lot of hopefully here because nothing's guaranteed with this team. This team always finds ways to fuck itself, really.
Yeah.
Like really, like it's been a consistent thing all year that we just we find ways to lose. Where bad teams find ways to lose, good teams find ways to win. That's the difference between the Red Sox and the Yankees right now. That's why we're 10 back in July. So really, I have one last topic, and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're not fucking trading Aaron Judge. That's it.
Okay, I don't even know why people say that. He's not getting moved, and the Yankees see him as a guy who's going to help for the rest of his career, hopefully, as long as he continues to play well, because the reality is if he's playing well and he's healthy, the Yankees are absolutely going to re-sign him. That's fine. They should re-sign him. He's a superstar player when he's healthy, and he adds a lot to this team, and he's the team leader, man. You don't get rid of a guy like that unless you're in a scenario like we were coming into the year where if he got hurt again,
there are about
that changes a lot.
Reasons. There are about 10 different reasons why you shouldn't trade Aaron Judge.
The only way he was ever not going to be with the Yankees his whole career was if he's got another serious injury, and he hasn't. So as of now, his future remains in the Bronx, and they aren't trading him under
he's healthy. He's playing like Aaron Judge.
They could be 20 games under 500. He would still be here.
As long as he finishes this year strong and healthy, I am opening up extension conversations in the offseason this year. And I'm also planning on naming him captain.
Oh, I know what I just thought of.
Mm-hmm.
You know how everybody wanted to extend Glaber last year? Imagine if they did and he did this.
Oof.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. We're going to be able to extend Glaber for pretty cheap if he keeps this up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Glaber, you want 5 years, $20 million? Okay.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, but
worst case, you become a good backup for us.
Yeah, figure it out, Glaber. Do you have any other thoughts?
Not really. I mean, we really talked about most of the off-season stuff today, and the reason why is I don't really know what to talk about for this season. We briefly reviewed the teams that are coming up and how the team has struggled and why they've struggled, and there's really nothing else to say until this team turns something around. Because what are we gonna say? Oh, they keep losing. Let's talk about how bad they are. We can do that for hours, but what's it going to accomplish?
What is there to say? We are 1 game over 500. We're 5.5 back of the wild card. We're 10 back of the Red Sox for first place. We can't hit consistently. We consistently hit double plays. We make a ton of errors. We make a ton of base running mistakes. Our coaching staff is blase. Our front office is blase. Our ownership won't go over the luxury tax. And, our closer can't close games because they won't allow a foreign substance to allow him to grip the baseball and also, spin it more efficiently. So there's a lot of bad, but I'll tell you what, we're going to come back to this podcast. We're going to record another podcast in hopefully next week or 2 weeks. However long it takes. And we're going to see where we're at. And if we're good, if we actually do have a good week, God forbid, say we do, win both series against the Mariners and the Astros, and we win that series against the Red Sox. My birthday's on that Saturday against the Red Sox. Then we talk about, okay, what can we do to turn this season around instead of having conversations about who we're going to trade and who we're going to get in the offseason. Sound good? Sound good?
Absolutely, man.
All right.
Well, this has been a great episode as always, but until next time, this has been the Yankee Center Podcast. See you, everybody.
Peace.